All right, let me close up my window here. I got too many screens going on. Alrighty, everybody. Hey, as you probably know, my name is Courtney Kostelecki, and I've got a question popping in really quick. Let me get that. Hey, all right, Wes. All right, sounds like Wes is back in the house, and I hope. Well, I know how the weather is in North Dakota, and I'm guessing it's even worse up your way, Wes. All right, let's get going here. All right, hey everybody, glad to have you here. This kind of last minute thing is something I've been planning on doing for a while. And it just kept on getting shuffled down my whiteboard on to do things. And I know I teased you guys with a webinar on Monday, and yesterday the day just got out of hand, and it's like I got to get this done because we are coming up on the end of the year, and I want to make sure you guys have all the tools that you need to succeed in 2017 and going forward. So what I'm going to share with you today, I'm going to share with you my goal setting system. This is something that I learned, and I kind of added a few little twists and tweaks on it. But this is something that I learned from Dave D, and this is how I do my goal planning. And so with that, let's get right into this. Let's come here. Okay, is it going to work? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is you want to plan your journey. And you know, most people, when it comes down to it, they actually spend more time planning their vacation than they really do planning their destination and their goals. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you today is a system that at the end of this call you can run with and you can take, and you will be able to achieve your goals faster than you've ever imagined. And I know this works because this is the same system that I use, and I've used successfully. Now, there are a number of different parts of the system, and we're going to go over those parts in just a moment. And what I'm giving you today is just a taste of the system. And by taste of the system, I'm not going to sell you, you know, my full success and prosperity system. What I'm doing is I'm giving you an outline, and then everybody who stays towards the end, I'll have records of that in GoToWebinar, and then I have the full presentation recorded with workbooks that everybody is going to get. So you don't have to worry about not getting all the information, but I still, if you can, take good notes with this. So really what it boils down to is, if you don't know where you're going, you don't know how to get there. And that is really what a lot of the things boil down to. And one of the things that I do with my coaching students is I do what's called a clarity call. And with the clarity call, we do a number of different things, but one of the things that I do is I actually sit with them on the first call and plan out their goals. And if they don't have their service offerings, I help them plan out their service offerings. And we actually chunk backwards to figure out what those goals are. And let me pop in here a question really quick. Okay. Okay, Wes is having some issues with that. It could be on my end, Wes, if anybody is having some issues with the sound breaking up. It could be on my end, very possible. I did get an email this morning saying that they were doing some maintenance. Internet company was doing some maintenance. I don't know. But either way, hop on later tonight if you're having an issue. But make sure that you know, if you can, stay to the end, and I'll make sure that you get the recordings of everything, including the workbooks. So you really can't go. You can't get to where you want to go to if you don't know how to go there. And so one of the things that I do, like I mentioned with my coaching students, is we actually figure out what your income goals are, and then work backwards with the packages and pricing and things like that. So the next thing is, when you're doing goal setting, what I do is I focus on 4 specific areas in life. I focus on career, family, finances, and health. And those are some really, good, good. It'll give you a good overall, um, picture of different things. So, most people when they say it, they're setting their goals, it's usually, monetary, or they want to lose, 50, they want to lose some weight or whatever it might be. But there's a couple of places. So they usually hit, the finances and the health. But where I see a lot of people falling down on some of these things, not necessarily falling down, but really not focusing as much, is sometimes on career, um, but on family life. And there's also a fifth area that you can also focus on too, if that's your thing, and that's spiritual. And with the spiritual, that would be anything that you want to do as far as you know your spiritual and mental being. Whether it's maybe your goal is to do a morning Bible study, um, whatever it might be. But those are the four main, and then you can also always toss in the spiritual if that's your dealio. Now there's two types of goals. And the two types of goals are personal goals, and then they are what I call my go for it goals. Now, personal goals, those are kind of like reward goals. And so what I want you to do with the personal goals is, and the reward goals is, when you hit a particular goal on that, give yourself a present. And it doesn't have to be, a car or vacation or something like that. It can be, something like a steak dinner. One of the things that I did is I had a particular goal that I wanted to hit, and for sales for a project about 3-4 months ago in a week. And so, when I hit that goal, my reward was I took myself out to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse down the street. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. It's a pretty high-end steakhouse, and they had had a really great meal there. So when you hit a personal goal, whether it's a sales goal, whatever it might be, have some sort of reward attached to that. And the larger the goal it is to attain, the larger the reward might be. So, one of your goals might be, hey, as soon as I hit my first $10,000 a month, I'm going to, take the family on a vacation or something like that. Because once you hit your first 10,000, once you hit $10,000 in sales, you're doing something pretty good there, and that's also going to, be nice for the family, but it's also going to give some validation to your family, your spouse, your significant other, whoever it might be. Because one of the things that I see a lot is I see a lot of people on my list, and a lot of my students. They've been at this for a while, and some of them are making some money. A lot of them aren't making, a regular income, and so they're getting some flack from their kids or their spouse or whatever. And so this is kind of a nice little way to get around that too. Then the other type of goal is what I call go for it goals. Okay, now the go for it goals are different than the personal goals. Okay, so the personal goals, one of the things that you want to do is you want to share, you don't want to share your personal goals with your friends and family, okay? And this is why. So a personal goal would be typically business related, okay? So let's say, for example, that you set yourself a goal to make $100,000 this next year doing online marketing or local marketing or whatever it is that you want to do. Now, if the past year you've made $50,000 or $60,000 a year doing local marketing, and you want to up that to $100,000 a year, people can probably get behind that because you have a track record. But what I see a lot of times is people, throw these things out, and what happens is the negativity starts to seep in. So it's the same thing if you've ever tried to start a business. It's like, hey, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do network marketing. I'm going to do internet marketing, whatever it might be. You're going to get people that say, oh, you can't do that. You've been at this for a couple of years. You'll never be able to do that or whatever. You just can't do that. So one of the things that I do is I keep my personal goals to myself. I share them with my coaches and my mentors because they kind of help me push me along and reach those things. But outside of that, I don't share them with friends, family, anything like that, because I don't need any negativity seeping in and sabotaging what I'm trying to accomplish. Now, the other type of goal that I want to talk about are something called go for it goals. And this is an example of a go for it goal. And the reason why I have this picture here, this is a famous casino in Las Vegas called the Stratosphere. And of course, now the guy's name eludes me. Bob Stupak. Bob Stupak created something called Casino World back in the late 80s, early 90s, where he was giving away people. He was giving away. By the way, he did this completely through direct mail, which was pretty amazing. He was doing direct mail to get people to come to his casino in Vegas, basically for free. It was like $100 or something, some ridiculous amount of money. You just have to fly there, and he was going to give you like $100 in chips and a free dinner and and a free hotel room and stuff like that. But the main thing is to get you there, and then obviously you're going to spend more money. And it was obvious success because the guy was was a multimillionaire. Hundreds of millions of dollars he was worth. And a go for it goal is something like I want to lose weight or I want to quit smoking. And Bob Stupak, his go for it goal was to quit smoking. And so what he did is he took out billboards all up and down the Las Vegas Strip, and it said $10,000 reward with his picture, with his face by it, if you see this man smoking. And so that was his incentive, because he knew that there was a reward, and so his staff was always on the lookout to see if they're going to catch him smoking. His friends were always on the lookout to see if they could catch him smoking to make an easy 10 grand. And just people, walking down the street, if they see it, it's like, oh, here's this guy. That's the guy, didn't I see you on the billboard? What's that cigarette? It's like, oh, okay, right. Here's 10 grand. So go for it goals are things that people can really get behind you on. Things like I want to quit smoking, I want to get in shape, I want to lose, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever it might be. Those are the go for it goals. Those are the ones that you want to share with people. Now, once again, you still want to be careful who you share your personal goals with, things like that, because those can be kind of crazy. So here are some of the action steps that you need to take. The first one is you need to be specific to be terrific. And so what I'm talking about that is it's not I want to lose 20 pounds. It's I will lose 20 pounds. And actually what you want to do is you want to state your goal in the present tense. So let's say, for example, and this is really kind of interesting. It's really kind of interesting how the mind works. How we can actually, trick the mind to accomplish some of our goals. So let's say, for example, that you want to, you know, get a, be in shape, and you want to have your bikini body ready, for May, for some sort of cruise that you want to go on or whatever it might be. So let's say maybe you need to lose 30 pounds. And so what you would do is you would write down, it is, May 30th, 2017, and I now weigh whatever that, your weight is now minus 30 pounds. So you want to be specific about your goals. And it's not like I want to, I want to make $10,000 a month. It's, it's now May 2017, and I now earn $10,000 a month through my online business, or my marketing, or whatever happens to be. Now the next thing is, and this is really where kind of the rubber meets the road stuff. This is something that a lot of people won't tell you, is what you need to do next is you really need to dig into some negative emotions. And this is why. A lot of times, negative emotions can actually drive the positive outcome. So here's an example. So one of the examples, might be losing weight. Okay, so this is my example. I've actually I'm down quite a bit. When I moved to Puerto Rico, I weighed just about 260, and I'm down. I haven't weighed myself for a while, but when I weighed myself at the clinic at the end of November, I weighed 217. But I had, my sneakers and clothes on, because they don't let you weigh yourself naked at the clinic. So I figured, take another, 2-3 pounds off for that. So probably, 213 is my weight. So I'm down quite a bit, compared to, to where I was when I moved here a couple years ago. But here's the thing, and this is the negative part. The negative thing that drives me to, kind of watch a little bit what I eat a little bit more, is diabetes runs in the family. My dad has diabetes. My dad actually, I think he might, how many toes did he lose? 3, 5, he lost like 5 or 6 toes to diabetes. My mom passed away from complications of diabetes. And so my dad has diabetes. My mom, passed away from some complications of diabetes. I'm, a little bit overweight. It's a good thing to say that, I'm probably at risk for diabetes. And so one of my motivating factors for losing, for watching what I eat and losing weight and things like that, is for my health. And so that's what I'm talking about when you really want to dig in to some of these things, why you need to accomplish the goal. And the same thing, might be for your financial goals too. Why do you want to, earn, $10,000 a month? Why must you earn $10,000 a month as a goal? Well, if you have children, you want to provide for your family and your children. You want to, give them the life that they want and that they really deserve. Same thing with your spouse, your significant other. So those are some things that you really need to do, and really need to focus on some of those emotions. And once you bring emotions into it, it really is a whole new ball game. And that's what I was talking about, is negative motivation can actually be a positive factor in creating the results that you desire. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to determine what your goal is going to look like, and we talked about that. We talked about, what your future would look like when you achieve those goals, and you want to state your goal in the present like it's already happened. And the other thing too is you want to create that emotional intensity around those goals. like I talked about, with the diabetes example or the health example, whatever it might be. Maybe heart disease runs in your family. Uh, you want to, give your family, uh, you know, the life that they deserve, the life that you want to give them. You've got kids, you've got grandkids. You want to give them everything you possibly can. Now, the other thing too is, and this is where a lot of people fall down, and this is where a lot of people make mistakes in goal setting, is you want to make sure your goal is congruent with all the other goals. Okay, and for this, I'm going to use the example of somebody whose goal uh, is in a corporate position. Okay, so let's say that you are a manager of whatever it might be, and your goal is to become the district manager or the regional manager. Okay, which is going to mean more money, so you'll be able to get more things for your family. You'll be able to save more for your kids' college funds, retirement fund, whatever it might be. Perfect. That's an awesome goal to have. Now, at the same time, if one of your family goals is to spend more time with your family, but this new position is going to take you on the road traveling more, well, those goals, they don't match up and they're not congruent with each other. And so it's really important that you have congruent goals and that they make sense, because they kind of cancel themselves out if you're not doing this right. So once again, what you need to do is you need to act as if you've already achieved your goal and you want to work backwards. And so the next thing you need to do is what do you need to do to accomplish those goals? And then once again, you want to reward yourself. So, and this is what I do with all my coaching students, is in the clarity call. And I don't know if Wes is still on the phone, but I know we did this with Wes, and we did this with my student Bob, and some other people that are on the call. We figure out what it is that you need to do. How many of these of X widgets do you need to sell to hit that particular income goal? And I was doing a call with somebody a couple weeks ago, and it turned out that what he needed to do to reach his income goal of $10,000 a month, it was going to take him 28 clients. That's it, 28 clients. And these weren't, $10,000 clients. It was, a specific package that he was selling, which was actually pretty low end, but there was some recurring stuff included in that. And so all he needed was 28 clients paying him every single month. And that would have hit his $10,000 a month or $100,000 a year goal, which is really doable for him. And it's just looking at things like that where you take a step back, it's like, I can do this. And when it comes right down to it, it's like, okay, so there's 52 weeks in a year. So all you really need to do is get one client, roughly, one client every couple of weeks, on your on this trial plan. And then, when the trial expires, upgrade them. And so it's like, I can do that. And so, yeah, so you really need to look back, and you need to, kind of, I call it falling backwards to chunk forwards. And so that's one of the things that you just need to do. And if you need help with that, you can reach out to me, and I can definitely help you with that too. And once again, you want to reward yourself when you achieve those goals. So now here's the big thing. What happens, and this might sound counterintuitive and counterproductive, but believe it or not, this happens. Don't be disappointed when you reach your goal. It's like, okay, well, I reached my goal, yay. It's weird, but it does happen. And so that's one of the things that you need to do, is when you reach that one particular goal, then set another one. Maybe it's a stretch goal. You've got your main goal, and then you've got a stretch goal. I mean, Kickstarter does kind of the same thing. When people do Kickstarters, they get their main goal. So the main goal might be, for their Kickstarter campaign is $100,000. Okay, so then let's say they hit the $100,000 mark in the time fair, in a month or whatever. And there's still X amount of time left for the funding, and so then they'll set a stretch goal of another 25,000 or 50,000. If that, they keep on setting stretch goals and stretch goals and stretch goals and stuff like that. So just because you hit that one goal doesn't mean that you can stop and you can't add your stretch goal. It just means that you can exceed your goal. Instead of hitting 100%, you exceeded that goal by 20%, 35%, 1,000%, whatever it might be. So the next thing that you want to do too is you want to monitor your results. You want to monitor results weekly, and then you want to monitor results monthly. And then depending on how things are and what you really want to do, is you can go quarterly, but at a minimum every 6 months. All right. Before I continue, let me open this up to any questions. Does anybody have any questions right now? Or should I say, what questions do you have? See, take a look here. What do we got there? Where's my question pane? All right. All right. Well, let me. All right. Move on to here really quick. And whoops, come here. Thing wasn't working. All right. So here's the pitch. Okay. First of all, I hope you enjoyed the content. That is the goal setting system that I've been using for many years, and it's worked well for me. And I hope you take this stuff and it works well for you too. But here is my very low-key pitch, and that's what it boils down to. So a lot of people are at different stages in their internet marketing career. Some people are just starting out. Some people have a good grasp on stuff. Some people, I don't know. And I thought about doing some group coaching, but I just really don't know where people are at. And if it was, on a specific thing, like how to create info products, I mean, everybody's starting from, pretty much from ground zero, I'm assuming. But as far as sales and everything else like that, I have no idea where people are at. And so what I'm doing is I am doing 60 days of one-on-one coaching. And what you're going to get one call each week plus a focus call. And you're going to get access to me by email, and if you have any questions and stuff like that. Now here's the deal. I'm in some other niches right now where I'm already doing some coaching, and they're paying me good money. But I understand, and I've been where you guys are too, where it can be tough getting started. And so I am making this as easy as possible for everybody to afford. And I've got a few people on my coaching right now. I've got 5 spots available. Actually, I gave somebody already reserved another spot today, so there's only 4 spots available. And all you need to do to get started is you can get started with a down payment of $97. And let me pop the link in the chat box here for you guys. If I can find my chat box here, there we go. And there it is. And what I'm going to do is, let me see if somebody's here really quick. And I've got my friend Bob on the phone. I'm going to open up Bob's microphone here. Bob, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just turned my microphone off. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. All right. Yeah. Bob is one of my students, and he's going on his second week with me. and Bob already closed the deal his first week. Do you want to, if you know, I don't mean, I hate to put you on the spot because we didn't talk about this earlier, Bob, but if you wouldn't mind just taking a minute and just let people know what your experience has been so far with working with me.
Sure. I've talked with people over the last 6 years. I've been helping offline marketing and trying to learn online marketing, but never coached with anybody or paid anybody. But I think Courtney Kostelecki, the best I've ever seen. That's why I jumped on this when he offered it. Yeah, I got a sale Saturday, and he worked with me a couple calls, uh, sent me some stuff to help me, and gave me an idea that would work that I hadn't been doing because I wasn't selling anything. And I used to be a good salesman when I worked for corporations, but selling your own stuff to business people, they blew me off all the time. But his idea of make sure you ask the right questions and survey the whole plan. I love you, Courtney. Thank you for giving me a chance to say something nice about you, because you deserve it. You're a great guy, and anybody passes up on you either needs a shrink or maybe they just know too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Bob. You're a good guy to work
You're
with,
welcome.
and I like working with you too. And I understand that that a lot of people in this particular niche, that funds are tight. And so here's the deal. You can get started with a down payment of $97, and then what's going to happen is you will be taken to my calendar where you'll schedule some time with me. And what we'll do is we'll just figure out, a payment plan that works for you. And that's what I did with Bob. It's, he said, I want to work with you, but I don't have the money right now. And so we figured out a plan that would work for both of us. And it's, I think, he's happy with his results. He's got his first sale within a week, and he's just getting going. So yeah, if anybody, take advantage of this. And when I say there's only, 4 spots available, this isn't some marketing game. I'm not doing group coaching. This is one-on-one stuff. And this is what I want to do to kind of give back to the people that I see, struggling all the time. They just need the focus, and they just, need a way to get stuff done. And I'm busy doing a bunch of other things in some other niches that I'm in, but I've decided that I want to carve out a little bit of time for the people that have been with me for a while, and they like my stuff and they buy my stuff. And this is your chance to work with me one-on-one if you choose to take advantage of it. So that's it. All right, Bob. Hey, I appreciate you you popping on the call here. I'm gonna mute you here really quick. Okay. Thanks, Bob.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. All right. Why can't I find? Let's see. Let's see here. Where is the question? Okay. All right. Does Joe have a question? Let's see here. Hey, Joel. I unmuted you, dude. I saw you had a question, Joel, and I couldn't get the chat box to open up. So I unmuted your mic, if that's cool. Are you there, Joel? Are you there, Mr. Joel? Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I couldn't. For some reason, it's the question pane isn't opening up. I don't know why. Let's see if I can figure this out here. Nope. Questions. All right. Cool. Let's see here. We got my friend Clifton. We'll see if Clifton's paying attention. Hey, Clifton. Hey, Clifton, you paying attention? Oh, here's my chat box. There we go. There it goes. All right, Clifton. Okay, cool. Oh, let me turn you back on. All right. Hey, Clifton, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. How you doing today?
Hey, doing good. How you doing? Glad to talk to you. So
Yeah.
so did I do you have any questions as far as I can help you with setting goals, or since I got you on the call, we'll just do a little mini training if you have any other marketing questions that I can help you out with. I got a little bit of time left before I gotta pop onto something else. I scheduled an hour, so I've still got a few minutes left. How you been?
I'm pretty much good. I definitely got the gist of where you're going with the goal setting, and
Awesome.
I was definitely paying attention and try to, because I understand that's a part of a huge part of it is being able to schedule out and have smaller increments of achievements to achieve that larger goal.
hmm Yeah, it really is. And one of the things that you really need to do, and this was really the game changer for me, is when you start attaching some of those negative outcomes to your positive goal. I mean, to take it um, to the extreme, a lot of people know my story, um, where I basically quit my job with enough money in the bank to make it like 60 days to close my first deal. And that's kind of, my directory domination story that kind of, propelled me
Mm-hmm.
to a number to say, okay, that's what I'm going to do. But at the first of the year, one of my goals was to, quit my job and do my own thing. And I gave myself a whole year, but I just couldn't tough it out the whole year. And so when um, I quit my job and I was, putting my goals for like the first 90 days in place and my sales goals and stuff like that. I didn't hit my sales goals that I wanted to hit. Um, but I did obviously, hit some goals. And my negative motivation was I don't have a job to fall back on. And so what happens if I don't hit my goals? I'm living in the street or on a friend's couch, which is no bueno, no bueno. So yeah, so once you can really, put some negative emotions to those outcomes, that's going to be that's going to make all the difference in the world. And at the same time,
Definitely.
it's also nice, to have those reward goals too. Whether it's a nice meal out, new TV, new laptop, um, whatever it might be. All good stuff. So did you have any, since I got you on the phone, do you have any marketing related questions that I can answer for you? Any challenges that you're having that I can maybe help you with, some language or something?
Um, we can always cover lead gen. That's something that is always valuable. You know,
Well, I don't know. Well, give me a for instance. I mean, are you
okay, right now, starting from scratch, we're going to do a directory domination client. Where would you uh, get this client from?
Oh, well, the first thing that I would do is I would do a couple of different things, um, and one of them you're probably not going to like the answer, um, but it works well, and that's cold calling. But the first thing that I would do is, and this is kind of where it's a fine line because I talk about you don't want to, you kind of want to be a little bit secretive with your, I'm starting a new business type of a goal, things like that,
Hmm.
because you're going to get a lot of naysayers. Um, but if you go out to the people that you know and don't, and you go forward and say, hey, look I'm starting a new business. This is what I'm doing. and then just ask for referrals. Who is it that with the directories, it's a little bit different because there's a little bit of an education process, for them to understand the directories. But what I would do with the directories is I would pitch it as 6 months of online marketing for $1,000. Or if you wanted to do 1 year of online marketing for $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you're doing is you're just doing those 5 directory clients, those 5 directories every month. And you have to go and explain what you're going to be doing for this and say this is, there's a lot of other stuff that goes along with this. And then I would maybe also do their set up their Google My Business page, because that's really not going to take you that much, much longer to do. Half hour maybe on top of it, an hour possibly. But the thing is, now you've got a paying customer, and with that paying customer, you can have meetings with them and say, we're doing this. This is something else that you can that I think you should do. This is just the basics, just to kind of get your footprint established, online. But now we really need to look at branching out into some other things. So that's what I would do. Do that. And the thing that that most people don't like to do, and if you listen to all the core classes out there, they always say you can do this and this and this and this without cold calling. Yeah, cold calling can be a pain in the butt, but I've really had great success with the cold calling. I don't know if you've seen my 6-figure telesales presentation all before, but it is there's a specific way that I teach with my superscript, and without giving too much away, instead of actually going in and doing a hardcore, this is who I am, this is what I want to sell you. Do you have do you have a few minutes and you're going to get shot down? I kind of go in with an under the radar approach by doing some market research, and I have a specific way that I do that. And they actually end up, at the end of the 5 or 10 minute call, you'll get the information that you need in order to qualify them as a lead, and there's a good chance that you'll walk out of that with a proposal on the table. So those are, that's what I like to do.
Okay.
And then I'll tease you guys a little bit with stuff. This is something that this is something that I see a lot of local marketers do, and I will kind of give you a behind the scenes peek of how things really work. So one of the things that's all the rage right now is funnels. Okay, I'm sure everybody on the call has heard about funnels. You got to set up a funnel. You got to set up a funnel. And so I know a lot of, I've even seen some courses out there where it's teaching, local marketers to go out to set up funnels for local businesses.
Right.
And I don't know. I haven't seen those courses. But a lot of times, what happens in the JV Zoo, Warrior Forum world is somebody will come up with an idea. They'll put out a product. They'll get a bunch of JVs behind it, and they'll sell the heck out of it. They may have 1 or 2 case studies, but in the real world, for brick and mortar businesses, a brick and mortar business doesn't want a funnel. They want customers. And the you can sell things, in a funnel situation to brick and mortar businesses, but you are better off going right for the big sale. I know it's actually counterintuitive. They say, go for the smaller sale than step them up. I mean, if a smaller sale is $200-300, that's fine. But if they're talking about, a low end ebook or something like that, and not so much. And this is something that you're not gonna you're not gonna really find out until you actually start, you know, studying. This is something that I learned from Frank Kern. When I was part of his inner circle, and just kind of studying things. What happens is a lot of these guys are looking at stuff that they see these other marketers doing, and they try to emulate it, and they struggle with it, and that's because they are not understanding the entire picture. So funnels work great if you're selling, physical products, and you can step them up that way. Now, if you are a consultant, what I'm doing is I go for the consultation right away, and on the consultation, I do a strategy call with them and work with them, and I put together a plan for them. And at the end, my close is, do you want help with that? That's my close. And right now I'm closing about 25% of the people that I talk to that I qualify beforehand and get on the phone, which is pretty nice. Now,
straight by consultation. At the end of the consultation, you're ending the consultation with, would you like help for that, which is the service.
Yeah. It's services, or in some of the niches that I'm in, it's one-on-one coaching, where they're paying me $2,000-3,000 a month. That's that's what I'm asking. I'm asking for $2,000-3,000 a month. And in one particular niche, on top of that, I'm asking for 5% of any deals that close. And that particular niche, an average deal is worth $100,000. So if they close a deal while I'm working with me, that's an extra $5,000 in my pocket. Not bad. Now the sales cycle on that thing is usually 6 months to a year.
Okay.
But I don't care. It's whatever. I don't care. That's not the big deal, because I'm working with them and leveraging that relationship to get more referrals. Now, what I'm going to be teaching later on to some of my coaching students, and I might even do a high end thing later on with this. It's I call it the reverse funnel, where it's a combination of going for the consultation. So I go for the consultation. I have a whole email sequence after they opt in. I have a whole sequence that actually sells them on the consultation. And then I sell them on the consultation. If they don't engage me in the consultation, then I'm using some marketing automation to move them into another offer, and that other offer is an info product. But what I want to do is, since I'm selling this this consultation, which is free, but they know that my monthly services for one-on-one coaching is $1,500 to $3,000, depending on whatever particular niche it is. I can't, if I go in and sell them and say, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do the same thing that I was going to coach you for $1,500 a month for $50. And that doesn't fly. It totally devalues your services. But what I can do is I can take that directory domination product, and I've got some videos, I've got a bunch of other stuff, I've got some PDFs, I've got some done for you scripts, I've got a bunch of other stuff, And so what I can do is if it fits that particular market, I can go and I can sell them an info product for $400 or $1,000. And so I'm not devaluing my knowledge and my service by going in with a cheap, here's a $20 ebook. Unless it's a it's a physical book or a Kindle book, which will just position me more as an expert. But even then, that's still positioned to get a consultation out of the deal. And,
Okay.
and that's that's just some kind of stuff that unless you're studying with some of these guys and just trying to emulate them on the surface, that's all the stuff that goes on in the background that you're not saying. Because I'm sure you see people talk about funnels, and I mean I was just there's a guy in one of my niches, and I saw him on his Facebook page. It's like this particular niche. Send me a PM or comment, and I will set up your funnel for you. I was like, they don't. It's a service business. They don't need a funnel. They need clients. They want clients. They don't care about a funnel. So a lot of it has to do with the messaging, and that's what I'm really good at. And my student Bob, who was on earlier, I mean, one of the things that I helped him with that made all the difference in closing the deal, and I think he'd agree with me on this one, is just the way the messaging is. It's like, well, this is what you say, this is how you say it, these are the exact words that you use. Now go sell some stuff.
Okay.
So do you have a particular niche that you're going after? Just kind of going after whatever?
Or? I had a niche. I've been second guessing it.
Okay, what's your niche? I'll tell you. I'll tell you if it's any good or not. Go ahead.
Like hard loans. Excuse me. Hard money.
Oh, okay. What service were you selling them?
Basically, what I was doing was I was just ranking the videos and, selling them those positions as a foot in the door, but that didn't seem quite lucrative.
Were you able to sell any?
No.
Okay. What kind of feedback were you getting from the people that you talked to?
Usually I was getting stuck at gatekeepers. Like I did the same thing in the medical weight loss, and like the gatekeepers would
they're tough.
Just running me around over and over and over.
No, they're tough. Yeah. Yeah. Were you emailing? Were you cold calling? What were you doing?
Both.
Okay. I know a guy who knows a little bit about cold calling. So I'm a gatekeeper. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, this is Courtney's directory domination, hard loan domination. I want your money, but I will give you money if you give me more money. How can I help you? Dude, you can't laugh. You can't laugh. I'm going to hang up on you for laughing. I'm the gatekeeper, man. Give me your pitch. I just answered the phone.
Okay.
I just answered the phone. Hello, this is Courtney's money store. We have money to give, money to lend. Don't give it. We have money to lend.
Okay, hey, this is CJ Boston. I'm calling from Performance Business Marketing, and we provide branding services for your marketplace, and we already have listings at your market. I would like to see if you would like to take advantage of them.
Yeah, no, we have our marketing taken care of. Thanks. Is that what you're getting?
Yes.
Am I a mind reader? You know, I didn't make my living as a magician for many years. Yeah. So here, here is here's the reason why that's not working.
Yes.
Is there's a couple reasons. The first reason is you're identifying yourself as somebody from a marketing company, and so they know that you're trying to sell them something. The second reason is you are with that pitch, you are trying to sell whoever answers the phone. And more than likely, who was answering the phone?
The secretary, the gatekeeper.
Yep. What is her job? Her job is to say no. Her job is to screen. Her job is to put people through to make money for the company. But as soon as you identify yourself from a marketing company, you're going to get shot down. The other thing that you want to do too is you need to find out who the person is that you need to talk to, whether it's a loan officer. I mean, preferably you want the business owner. That's who you ultimately want, is the business owner. So you need to find out who that is, and when you call into the gatekeeper, you want to ask for that person. So,
Okay.
So, hi, this is Courtney's money store. We have money to lend. This is Dave speaking. How can I lend you some money today?
Right.
And you say,
May I speak to Bob?
it's Courtney's money store. This is Dave speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, is Courtney available?
Can I ask who's calling?
This is CJ. I emailed him earlier. He told me to give him a call later.
Okay, yeah, cool. Hold on just a minute, CJ. Now, what just happened there? You asked for a decision maker.
Mm-hmm.
You gave the person you gave me, aka playing Dave, a reason to put your call through. You were following it. You sent an email and he said to call you back. Now, if you don't want to make shit up, it's like so what you can say is, I mean, if he didn't say to call you back, you can say I'm following up on an email correspondence. And email correspondence sounds better than, yeah, I sent an email, I'm following up on that. Correspondence
Okay.
implies a back and forth.
Right.
It doesn't have to be back and forth. But do you see how the messaging makes a big difference on that one?
Yes.
All right. You can PayPal Courtney at Presto Marketing Group, friends and family, please. Just kidding. Cool. Yeah, so that's what you want to do. Yeah, that's that's, I mean, you need to get you a decision maker. you got to get to a decision maker. And the script that you're using, I don't know, it was, I don't want to throw anybody into the bus. Was that a script that you came up with, or was that a script that was provided to you from some other product that you bought, or?
It's probably an amalgamation of others that I've tried.
Okay.
That, from other people.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to throw any product creators under the bus, but there's a lot of stuff out there that they create products to create products. And so there's some good stuff out there, but there's a lot of there's a lot of junk out there, and you probably have a hard drive full of stuff, and it's like some of it's like, I only paid $5 for it. It's garbage, but it's only $5. I'm just gonna chalk it up to a $5 loss. It's only $5. But yeah, all those crappy $5 purchases add up over time, and I try not to put stuff out just for the sake of putting stuff out. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I would do. You want to actually have somebody to talk to. So you need to find out who the owner is.
Okay.
And it can be as simple as a couple of different calls. You can probably find them if you go to the website. They'll usually have like an About Us page, and you can usually 5 minutes of pre-call planning. You can have everything figured out, and find out who the owner is that way, and then just go in and ask for the decision maker, and then just kind of give your pitch that way. So hope that helped you. I will.
Okay, that's cool.
I'll tell you one funny story. You've got to be in the right mind when you cold call. You want to smile, and you just gotta. And I was making some calls, and I just was not in the right frame of mind, and my head wasn't on straight. But I had an opening, and the opening actually got me through to the decision maker. The decision maker ended up buying a website from me and some other marketing services. And during our meeting, when I was picking up the check from him, he actually complimented me on getting through as gatekeeper, because in the past 3 years, I am the only person that has made it through to sell him stuff. And this is what I did. So, ring, 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 ring. She picks up the phone, and I knew who the guy was because I did my pre-call planning. And I asked for the guy by name, and she said, "Who's calling?" It's like, "Yeah, my name's Courtney." And she goes, "Where are you calling from?" And typically when somebody says, "Where are you calling from?" they say, the business that they're calling from, right? It's just like nature. Well, I had a brain fart, and I was out of it, and I said, "Fargo?" She goes, "Oh, okay. Let me put you right through. Hold on a minute." And it's like, Fargo is the town that I lived in, and I was calling to Moorhead, Minnesota, which is like right across the river. And it's like, and the way I said it, I was like, I understood what she was saying, but I was just out of it. And it's like, "Where are you calling from?" "Fargo?" It's like, okay, nobody that dumb could be in sales, so he must be trying to talk to the owner for something. So I got through, did my pitch, and You know,
It
sold
worked.
sold a website and some marketing services.
It worked. That's what
So,
matters. It worked.
yep, cool. All right, guys. Anybody have any other questions for me since they got me on the phone here? See, we went a little bit over the hour, but that's okay. It's all good. If not, I am going to hop off here, and I've got a little bit more work to get today before I do another webinar tonight. And that's it. If you guys want to take advantage of that, head on over. I think it popped in the chat box. Local marketing street cred. What is it? Coaching 60 and $97 deposit. We'll get you started, and we'll figure out a plan for you guys going forward. That's my very hardcore pitch for this time, and there really are only 4 spots because it's one-on-one. It's not group coaching or anything like that. So cool. All right, guys. If you have any questions, pop in the chat box before I hang up here. Going once. Going twice. Nope. All right, guys. Anything else I can help you out with today, Mr. CJ?
I'm good. Thank you.
You got it, man. All right. See you guys. Hey there, Joel.